history goes back to the 12th century, and the first part of the castle was built, and the last part was built in 16th century. So everything else was built somewhere between 12th and 16th century. There were a lot of owners, of course, in this long, long history of the building. We don't even know all of them, but the most famous one was here in the second half of 15th century, and that's Erasmus Lueger. He was a knight, a very famous, very brave knight. He came in a conflict with the emperor. He was sentenced to death, thrown to jail, but he managed to escape. And he came here to Predjama to hide. Now, the emperor was, of course, very angry, and he sent soldiers to get him. But even when they came to Predjama, they couldn't do anything because the castle was built so well. It was so well protected by everything that the nature had to offer, especially the cave, that they couldn't do anything from outside. They simply waited for Erasmus to run out of food. But since there is a cave behind the castle, there was another secret passage up there as well. One of the cave galleries goes all the way up to the top. And with that, he was free. He always had plenty of food, and he was constantly teasing soldiers below the castle, sending them food, throwing them food, showing them that there's nothing they can do to him. And the legend says that the castle was under siege for more than 1 year. But at the end, soldiers bribed one of his servants. He told them the only weakness of the entire building, and that was the main toilet, unfortunately. It was the only part of the castle where the walls were very thin, and it was possible to demolish that part with catapults. Now, the servant showed them exactly where the toilet was, and he even gave them a signal. One evening when Erasmus went to the toilet, the servant put a candle on the window. That's how soldiers knew exactly when to attack. They destroyed the toilet with huge catapults, and that's unfortunately how Erasmus was killed. He was then buried next to the small church down in the village, and the legend says that his girlfriend planted a tree on his grave, and the tree, it's still down there. It's almost completely hollow nowadays, but it's still green, and it still represents this everlasting love. I've been here for quite some time already, and it is special because I'm a historian on one side, but it's not just the history, it's not just the castle, it's actually a combination of the castle and the cave. A cultural heritage on one side and natural heritage on the other, but together they are this perfect unity, and it's what makes this castle so unique, it's what makes it so special, and it's what makes my job so special as well.